a dysfunctional, toxic boss. Can you stand up, please?
I'm going to ask you to step into the world of Davco, the Data and Voice Corporation.
You know, she hasn't returned any of my calls, a couple of pretty cold emails. You know, I think she's really turned against me.
You must have done something to upset her, though. You know, I don't know, just offended her somehow.
Well, that's what I'm starting to think.
How are you feeling?
It's just going to go from bad to worse. I accept that a lot of what's gone on, I was accountable and I was responsible for.
I think there's a way of trying to help somebody find out what actually they do have control of right now. So what you're able to do right now, rather than that feeling of helplessness.
Really interesting session. It's the first time that I've encountered therapeutic techniques really presented in such a fun and engaging way.
It was a great course. The world of work has changed over the last few years. We've all felt that. And here's a great examples and tools and techniques that can really help you in what is a really difficult market.
Stand up, have you ever had a dysfunctional boss? I think the Threshold team was standing already, by the way. So what can I do to help you? These are our company values.
So just practice softening the knees. Very subtly softening. It's not, you don't have to go into Tai Chi land. Just soften the knees slightly and let the breath come in. Often when there's a perceived attack, it means people don't feel they're being heard. If you can reduce to specifics, you reflect, you talk about interests, and then you offer to do something. You have more control over your levels of confidence than you might think. We tend to think it's a disposition. Oh, I was born with this amount of confidence, and you're really confident, I'm not. You're fantastically confident, I'm not. It's not. It's a muscle. I'd like you now to walk across the space, and you're be careful not to bump into people, at a level 2 in confidence. And change that to a 9, please. Just change that to a 9. And don't do anything differently, just in silence again. Just standing in this position for 2 minutes. Now, I just want to flag this up. I'm not suggesting you go into meetings. Eddie, I just want to say, because they'll think you're weird, okay? It's not about you doing it in meetings. This is prep.
Oh, by the way, you can even stand like that. It doesn't matter. As long as you're taking up more space.
One of the things I noticed, having worked in politics as well, training politicians to try and sound like human beings and try and engage with the audience.
If people don't feel safe, or if they feel personally attacked, I would suggest they stop listening.
I find that I can easily turn off or go into my cave if I'm not engaged or if overlooked. So there's a feeling like there's other more important people in the room.
We talked earlier about thought distortions. What's the thought distortion there?
Oh, they're overlooking me, or they don't think I can add any value, so I guess I'm putting thoughts in other people's minds. So rather than thinking about it, actually, if I do have something to contribute that is of value and that I think could be, you know, good for the group, then just go ahead and do it regardless of, you know, maybe my feeling.
You know, I need to learn to take that breath and pause before I react to things that happen in my life, and make sure that I'm really processing them in an objective way. And I think it'll help me be more resilient in general.
Remember, this is laboratory, so it's about practicing that, approaching the person and saying, okay, so I understand that that's what your concern is around that area, before we answer.
All this stuff that we're talking about today, start putting it into action straight away. Wow. Wow, that is a completely different group of people in this room to when you walked in this morning. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
I'd recommend this to anyone who needs to work with people, because it really gets you to think about how your own thought processes and behaviour patterns are impacting on others.
I would recommend this session to anyone who is really looking to just be stronger in the workplace, to make a bigger impact. I think there's lots of lessons as well in terms of your personal life as well. So these are practical tips you can take into any of your area of your life around being more resilient and being able to have difficult conversations.
I'd recommend this to anybody within my organisation, and also I've got friends who are going through quite difficult situations in their organisation. I would recommend it to people who've maybe got to deal with difficult customers or who've got challenging colleagues.
Great workshop, got lots of ideas of practical ways to be more resilient in work. Go to it.
It's really helped me today.